On the first Friday of the month, we have Fridays with Funk here at NBC Action News, where we sit down and talk with Kansas City Mayor Mark Funkhouser about the issues in Kansas City. So good morning and thanks for coming today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. A couple of things we had on our radar here. Public safety sales tax renewal. What's the latest on your end on that? We
are continuing to try each side of the debate to see if we can assemble the votes necessary to put the issue on the ballot. I'm pushing for a renewal for 20 years of the tax, and spending about 11% of the money to hire up to 100 additional police officers. I believe that we need more police officers as well as equipment buildings.
And the chief's saying we need the buildings and the infrastructure for the police department versus maybe the new officers. Not saying don't need the new officers, but so there's the discrepancy is between how you distribute that money as far as what it goes to right away?
Well, it's, everybody wants new officers. The difference between the chief and me is that my proposal pays for them.
Oh, okay. So there's the discrepancy there. So regardless, you need new officers.
Well,
and you said in the past that if you don't have a safe place to live, people won't stay. And you need people
to stay. It is the fundamental principle of urban life. If we're going to have a successful city, it has to be safe. And there is an awful lot of evidence that adding additional police officers will reduce crime and improve economic development.
Still a good topic to talk about. In the interest of time, I want to get on to one earnings tax on the November ballot. Everybody who works in Kansas City, who lives outside of Kansas City, pays into this fund. It means $200 million for the city, if our math is correct. Your concern is if that goes away, there's a serious hole in your budget.
Well, there are several concerns. One is, yes, there's a serious hole in our budget, and there is no plan. The people who are pushing this have offered no plan to fill that hole, other than, I don't know, magic. The other thing is that it doesn't allow us to do tax reform in our own way on our own time. We're having this is basically having outsiders come in, put a gun to our head and tell us what we should do.
Well, because this is on the ballot in November, in case anyone at home doesn't know, the entire state's going to vote on whether or not these earnings tax exists. So your concern is that people that aren't even invested in this are voting. Regardless, it's on the November ballot. So you just got to watch and see what happens.
Well, and they need to understand, the folks in outstate Missouri need to understand what damage this is going to do to the state budget.
I do. I really want to talk more about this. We had people call in. We'll talk about more on that next time we have you in. But Bob from Raytown says that he wants to know what your plans are for the Bannister Mall area. I was out there, and I mean, I can see why there's concern. What are your plans?
Our plans are to continue to push ahead with the center development as it is. Now, they're not going to build the Wizard Station Stadium there, but they have invested $30 million. We have given them significant incentives. They tell us that they are actively working hard to get a retail tenant, and they will build that area. They just need the economy to improve a little bit.
A time frame, couple of years?
I would say 2 years at the outside.
Okay. Deborah from Kansas City asked, can you review the city's code policy so you don't have to wait so long for cleanup like the recent sewage spill? Deborah from KCMO.
Well, when we have something like a sewage spill, we should have an immediate response. I mean, if there was a time lapse, it isn't because of some city policy. It was because we couldn't marshal the trucks and equipment and men to do the job quick enough. On codes enforcement issues, there is a time lag because you've got to give the people involved an opportunity to correct the problem on their own. But when there's something like a sewage spill, we should be Johnny on the spot.
Okay.
So to speak.
So to speak. Thank you very much, Mayor, for coming in. We'll see you next month. First Friday of the month. He'll be here in September.